I wanted to start off this video by saying I do enjoy watching AEW, and I think it's a great alternative to WWE. But I do have a hard time watching certain segments and certain wrestlers. I do find myself enjoying WWE more for the past year, and I believe it's for these three reasons. Reason number one is professionalism. Let's face it, AEW does not even compare to WWE's professionalism. It seems as though AEW cultivates an environment in which wrestlers can do and say whatever they want, where WWE has more of a set standard that they expect from wrestlers, management, higher-ups, everybody. I mean, look at Matt Riddle. He was fired due to his actions in and out of WWE, while AEW gives CM Punk an entire show and an entire roster because he can't get along with anybody. When I had originally wrote this script, CM Punk was in limbo of where he was. He just recently got fired by AEW, and he had not yet returned to WWE. And there's speculation that there is a professionalism clause in his contract or a behavioral clause where he has to act a certain way or he pretty much loses everything, which is something AEW could have done, but instead of that, he was rewarded for being a problem. You see the problem? And that's not to say that WWE does not have problem children. They do, and they have. But it seems like over the past, 5 years, maybe decade, that has been smoothed out a lot. And like I said, they have a set standard. You meet that standard or you don't stay in WWE. While on the other hand, with AEW, it seems like every single person on their roster is a problem child. And instead of dealing with the problem in each individual wrestler, they just got rid of the biggest one. With wrestlers wanting to go back to WWE or New Japan or Impact, I think AEW really needs to solve this issue as soon as possible. Now, how? I don't know. But hopefully they can. Reason number two is storylines. It feels like AEW doesn't have storylines that go from show to show to show to show. They'll more go from, you'll have a little thing here, then a week will pass, then it'll come back, and then a week will pass again, and then it'll come back. This is not to say all storylines in AEW are like this, but they just seem to fall and flounder and then come back out of nowhere. While WWE storylines are for usually week to week to week to week. And if they miss a week, you can guarantee it'll be on the next one. And not only that, they intertwine with each other. You have storylines that are on two opposite sides of the spectrum, and they come together. It's really fun to watch. You'll never feel lost. The map is always there. While in AEW, it's like you're trying to use Google Maps, but the internet keeps going in and out. It has to keep redirecting you in every which way. And for the most part, you're lost. To me, as a fan, it seems that AEW's only storyline that they really care about is MJF. And why shouldn't they? He's their biggest star. I just wish they had more consistent booking for everyone. And I understand injuries get in the way, anything outside of wrestling in the business can get in the way. But you have to adapt. And it doesn't seem like AEW can adapt. WWE has the Bloodline, even though their story has kind of faltered off in the past few months. They have LA Knight, Gunther's Intercontinental title reign, the Judgment Day, Seth Rollins. The list goes on and on and on, and it's all this consistent booking going from week to week to week to week. You can miss a week and still understand what's going on. AEW, if you miss a week, you have no idea what's going on anymore. You have absolutely no clue, except for the, little flashbacks they do. And finally, Reason number 3 is history and star power. I've lumped these two together as one because I feel like you really don't have one without the other. And I understand this is something that AEW can't control as they're only a 4-year-old company, whereas WWE you can trace back to like the 1950s, maybe even earlier. The one thing they can control, though, is star power. And unfortunately, most of their big stars come from other places. MJF is their one, count it, one huge star, homegrown in AEW. They have a lot of other popular wrestlers, but not any real stars. They even bring it up in their promos. Most of their biggest stars come from WWE, the ex WWE guys. Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, the Hardy Boys, Adam Copeland, Chris Jericho, CM Punk at one point, Sting, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and probably more that I'm forgetting about. And now with Jade Cargill moving from AEW to WWE, we may see more AEW alumni moving over to WWE because they want to be actual stars. You know, hell, CM Punk wants to be an actual star and main event a WrestleMania. Who doesn't want to do that? And you want to know one thing you can't do in AEW? Main event a WrestleMania. I mean, look at how they treated Cody Rhodes this past year. He came back, won the Rumble, was immediately launched into the main title picture. He main evented WrestleMania like that. Now, mind you, I know it's Cody Rhodes. You know, it's not like Jon Moxley, Bryan Danielson, or anything like that. Even though I think Bryan Danielson has had a main event at WrestleMania, and Jon Moxley hasn't. And also, people love nostalgia. The entire history of the WWE is all cataloged. You can go back and watch everything. Wrestling fans can go back to moments of like Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant, Rock and Austin, Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin's switch from heel to face, the TLC matches, the Hell in a Cell, Undertaker and Mick Foley. These are like the greatest moments in wrestling history. What do you get out of AEW? Like, a lot of their big matches are guys who come into the company already being big. They're not built within. Off the top of my head, you have the aforementioned MJF, the Acclaimed, Darby Allin, Adam Page. That's about it. I truly believe that if AEW can solve these issues, they'll be a great competitor for WWE for the great future. It all starts with the professionalism, because with the professionalism in check, you will be able to tell great storylines with people keeping their egos at check and willing to do what is best for the business. And then out of that, hopefully with the correct booking, you can create stars, homegrown stars. Let me know your thoughts and feelings down below in the comments, and let me know if I'm right or wrong. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe a little column A, a little bit of column B. Anyways, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.